Alrighty then. What is up, everyone? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another edition of our Stay at Home Open Mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic series. My name is Richie Marrufo, and I'm going to mute myself over here. I got another monitor. There you go. Awesome. If this is your first time joining us, this is a unique thing if you've never even heard of an open mic before. But this one's online where we have people signed up from all over the country, sometimes all even the world. But it is a place for poets, songwriters, anyone, I guess, who has a story to tell. It could be prose as well, of course, to sign up and share anything that they've been working on creatively. It could be something brand new. We always yell out new shit during that. It could be something that maybe you just like uncovered from like old notebooks from high school and you actually like it and you want to share it. Or, you know, just it's also cool to see your growth in that sense. Or if there's anything thematic related to the holiday, it is spooky season, so if you got any spooky stuff, you guys are more than welcome to share that. My name is Richie Marrufo. I'll be your host, and we are based out of El Paso, Texas. But again, as I've already mentioned, since we're online, we're able to connect with people from all over the place. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't do it often, but I thought I'd do a little bit of intro music today. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're just hanging out with us, let us know you're here. Leave a little comment. We do have a live chat. We also have our comment section. Just interact with us. That lets us know that you're here. Let us know which poets did you enjoy, which lines did you really love, what made you feel something. You know, it could be an image, a metaphor. Maybe you were reminded of something. Maybe there's a connection that you made with one of the other performers. And of course, as always, this is a platform. So as everyone comes up to the stage, I'm going to encourage them to, if I don't do it, I hope you guys can take it upon yourselves to share any relevant information like social media links, places where you can purchase textbooks or watch YouTube videos or follow on, like I said, Instagram, all that cool stuff. So, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to change it up this time. I always go last, but I'm going to open up tonight and then we'll go from there. Found some pieces, and I want to start with my cover poem, one of our traditions here. This is from my good friend, mentor, Roberto Santos, who is one of the co-founders of the Barbed Wire Open Mic, and he's been a good friend, and he's the one who kind of helped hand over the open mic to me when it was time. And, sometimes I'll just open up his manuscript for his MFA and I'll read through stuff. So I haven't read this one before, and I just thought it was some pretty interesting stuff. So this is called Last Wish in the Age of Suspicion and Paranoia, from Mom. You want your ashes spread out over our little plot in Puerto Plata. I imagine myself at JFK trying to get you past TSA, X-ray machines, and how I'd probably get caught up in some type of ethnic profiling just because my brown beard and olive complexion. They'll think I'm an Osama connection, a terrorist, and throw me in one of their dark interrogation closets. Force me to explain those little metallic pellets are just remnants of your dental work and not components for an explosion, or that powdery substance isn't the PETN stuff that Umar, the underwear bomber, tried to use. And most likely, I'd glance up at them, confused, then over to your urn with a shrug, the same little kid as always, looking to your green eyes for answers. All right, so that was from Roberto Santos. He's read here maybe once or twice as well. I'm going to share two of mine now, which I just kind of dusted this one off recently, so I'm trying to get used to performing it. Let poetry be poetry. I explained to a room full of students unaware of their own potential. It's a torrential discourse on the source and divorce of common sense from education. The chorus which pours through seams left in shambles, the children and rambles who've become adults, let's call them left behind. Come on in if you're willing to listen. We won't have to tell the world the moon is shining when I can guide you with the glint of light on broken glass. In the lunchroom, people come and go, speaking of who you have to know. My heart blossomed in enthusiasm the instant I ever heard the word galaxy uttered the next table over once during my office hours. They were just talking about the phone. I talk about phones too, but right now I want to talk about the galaxy. Clumsy guitar chords are strummed in accord with the air and transformed into the magical Louis Bonfa melodies in this hazy red-eye underbelly of my distant reality, just in time to see the futility in eternity. Whatever happened to a time when knowledge was power? And books were the passports to the uncharted territories of passion and the imagination to send the sensation of unsent incendiary letters into the better but unbent deflector sector of not so silent specters. Because this is the kind of stuff that haunts you. When people tend to look a lot more like shadows than they do people, it's feeble. Just shut up and write, I tell myself. As the golden cosmos, perennials planted along campus shake off the dew of a recent rain, a desert blessing, the wind howls along to the rhythm echoing in my mind. Right, 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 edit, right, edit, delete, repeat, repeat. All right, that's called. Actually, I don't have a name for that one. Last one, because sometimes I have a heavy heart that feels as heavy as the moon. It's called Heavy Moon. Even Orpheus looked back. There are groggy days that sit there, bloated, with abstractions like time or space. When phrases like, I miss you, are just words on a screen. Do you ever stop to listen for the music in everyday things, like a passing thought or a smile? You know, my heart gets hungry too. Tonight, I couldn't possibly keep up with Neruda or the pull of this heavy moon because it reminds me of you, as if I could pull out of this sky this midnight pearl and marvel at the thought of our very own perigee. If you leave a trail of words, I'll follow them back to you. Pull me in. I'm yours. All right. So there's just three quick pieces, a cover and two of mine. Everyone, you're welcome to choose your own format. Everyone gets about 5 to 7 minutes to do their thing. If you aren't already following me, it's Dead Wall Reveries on Instagram. I usually have a screen for that altogether, but you can also follow us at Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. There it is. Boom. Alrighty then. So without further ado, we are going to kick things off as we often do in Denver and visit our good friend Michael Sindler, who, from what I hear, led an amazing Tumblewords workshop this weekend. So, Mike, go ahead and take it away, man.
Well, it was certainly full of amazing people who did just fantastic stuff. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and read the things that I wrote for it. And just so you'll know, the workshop was entitled Tears Keep Falling. And so it was about different kinds of tears. There's three tears of sorrow, tears of pain, and tears of joy. And not unsurprisingly, it was dedicated to Donna Snyder, for whom many tears of all kinds have been shed. And this first piece is called Knowing It Was True. 5 years have passed, this fraction of sorrow. I still wake, having dreamt you live, talking around the table as if all is well. Something cracks in the late morning sun. I feel the tears, I let them come, but only for a moment. I let my chest collapse, then breathe in, fill it full of love and remembrance. I wipe the eye where sadness trails. Time will not erase sorrow, will not erase longing to hold you in my arms once more and say, I love you. But at least you died knowing it was true. And the second one is called Holding In. This ever-present exoskeleton, okay, 12 hours a day, but the ache continues. Wrapped around from foot to thigh, python-bound appendages, strapped tight daily, getting my head around the fact, this is my future. No escape from pressure, no escape from pain, except through prescriptive release that sticks in my craw, though it is easy to swallow. Bonds hold in swelling, meds hold in tears. And this one, it's pretty easy to tell who this is about. It's a pair of Tonkas called I Might Be Tempted. One day, once he's gone, I will let happy tears fall. Schadenfreude feels good. When a monster is vanquished, it is time for rejoicing. I might be tempted to undertake a journey, sweet tears of laughter running down my face in torrents as I piss on his grave. Okay, that part of the proceeding being done, I'll go ahead and put on the hat and just did what I didn't mean to do. Okay, and I'm going to start just because, I've just been thinking about this a lot with a lot of crap I've heard lately. And so this is one of my favorite They Might Be Giant songs. And it's called Racist Friend. This is where the party ends. I can't stand here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. It was the loveliest party that I've ever attended. If anything was broken, I'm sure it could be mended. My head can't tolerate this bobbing and pretending, listening to some bullet head and the madness that he's saying. This is where the party ends. I just can't sit here wondering. I just sit here wondering how you can stand by your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. This is where the party ends. I can't stand here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. Out from the kitchen to the bedroom to the hallway, your friend apologizes. He could see it my way. He let the contents of the bottle do the thinking. Now, can't shake the devil's hand and say you're only kidding. This is where the party ends. I can't stand here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. And I'll do one more that's a little bit less savage. And one of my favorite artists has a new album out, and I'm going to do one from one of his old albums. And it's Robin Hitchcock, and it's I Often Dream of Trains. I often dream of trains when I'm alone. I ride them into another zone. I dream of them constantly, heading for paradise, or Basingstoke, or Reading. I often dream of trains when I'm awake. They ride along behind the side of frozen lake. And there in the buffet car, I wait for eternity, or Basingstoke, or Reading. I often dream of trains till it gets light. The summer turns to winter overnight. The leaves fall so suddenly. The sun sets at 4 o'clock. Exactly what I'm dreading. I often dream of trains when I'm with you. I wonder if you dream about them too. Maybe we'll meet one night out in the corridor. I'm waiting for you, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Oh, that was awesome. I like the way you trailed off there. As always, Michael Sindler, killing. Did you do your Lighthouse writers thing spiel?
I did not,
You
and
should.
actually, yes, there's so many great things going on. I just found out they're doing a course, a writing course that is strictly in Spanish, which I think is just absolutely fantastic. That they're, doing Spanish language things. LighthouseWriters.org, as I've mentioned lately, they just had this. Actually, it's still going on right now. This Queer Creatives Retreat from 15th through the 18th. There's one for adults and one for teens. Just so many great things Lighthouse does. And I do want to just mention real quick the fact that I am going to be doing a feature at Crafty Crows over there in Gloucester as part of the Gloucester Poetry Festival. But of course, I'll be here in Denver. So it's, obviously it's on Zoom. And there's the link for tickets. And it's fairly early in the day. I'm not sure exactly when, but, they're 7 hours ahead of Mountain Time, 5 hours ahead of Eastern Time. So it will not be a late night affair. Won't get in the way of anybody's trick or treating.
Alrighty then, appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. I was just typing a dumb comment about Gloucester. I'm like, it's so fun to say out loud because it's said in a way it doesn't look. I'm like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
there's a
lot
cool
of
like
that going on.
there's a cool rebellious thing to it, like Gloucester.
Yeah, it's a lot easier in Welsh.
And it's a very simplified answer, obviously, to that. So yeah, Lighthouse Writers. I left the link. If you're on YouTube right now, I left the link in the chat. Check that out. Lots of great things going on and always going on. That's another thing. I talked about how each performer can share a little bit of like their stuff, but of course, as you just saw with Mike, it's just kind of an access to wormholes to cool new avenues as well. If you like this, if you want to see more writers, more poets, more performers, you can find out about more open mics, readings, features, and of course, writing workshops. Alrighty then, yes. Welcome once again to the online mic. If you're just joining us, we are going to keep continuing on, and I need to check the sign up sheet because he usually this is like one of the few times you didn't like have creative entries, but from what I heard, he is now published in a brand new country to him, and so he's going to be published now in the country of Germany, which is really cool. And of course, he just another check on the list with many more to come. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Generalissimo Brian Franco. What's going on, man? Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. The first poem I'm going to do is from Michael's Tumble Words. It is untitled. When Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt, it is assumed she did not want to leave Sodom, and the act of looking back did her in as if she was staring at Medusa. But maybe she cried too many tears, or maybe she refused to cry, and all the salt that needed to escape from her soul created a woman made of salt. I wonder if there were others that tried to leave that became salt. Was this story not about abandoning sin, but the sin of abandoning feelings and emotions? Holding back tears means there are chemicals like sodium and chloride that build up inside and must find empty spaces in our bodies till they take over. And every breath a person breathes tastes like a mine of pink crystals in a cave in the Himalayas. that finds themselves in an acrylic salt grinder sold for $19.99 at TJ Maxx that looks too foodie for its own good atop a dining room table at a newlywed couple's first dinner party. And that was a little weird, but yeah, so is me. And these next two are from Ray Jane's Sunday Workshop, and they are both untitled as well. So number one, my pen wants to write a love poem written in purple ink. As ink bleeds into paper with metaphors of autumn leaves, it changes colors to rust and speaks of hurricanes and felled trees. Aftermath is colored muted goldenrod because the morning after such storms are patchworks of sunshine, gentle breezes, and cleaning up messes that will linger in memory. The ink finds its way to black as electricity takes its time to be restored in a heart that never lost its maroon. And then this is another piece. There was a time I found no shelter in my skin. The sun promised me a tan that never came to fruition. So I walked around with redness that peeled away like a poorly constructed roof in a Category 1 hurricane. I tried frozen tea bags to remove the sting from my skin, but all such remedies are temporary at best and often lead to immunity to their effects. While everyone lives in their skin from birth to death, we all shed it over and over again because we are always moving on in life, whether we want to or not, because our bodies are U-Haul trucks that don't beep when we decide to back up. Then I'll just read the poem that got into the journal, which is, I think this was that. Okay, called Humidor. We were in Dad's office after he passed gathering his possessions. There were plaques and awards from his over 40-year career. There were objects d'art and tchotchkes collected over the years, one of which was an Inuit usik, a petrified walrus penis bow. There was also a velvet and cedar lined humidor that contained fancy pins and a letter opener. At first, I displayed the luxurious cigar box top opened on a mantle. Inside it was the letter opener engraved with his initials. I tried to imagine my father opening mail with a letter opener, but it never seemed to come to fruition. I have been gifted a couple of letter openers, but could never bring myself to use them. I have a mental block against letter openers as if they are a form of cheating. I love opening the humidor just to smell the cedar aroma, which allows me to feel the presence of my father's spirit inside myself. Every day since my father died, I feel more and more separated from him. I guess it's the usiks, tchotchkes, and letter opener that remind me how lucky I was to have a father who taught me that if you work a little harder to open a letter, what it says inside might speak louder. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Like, this is twice now where you guys have finished. I'm typing a comment. I'm like, no, you finished. Hold on. Brian, what do you have coming up? What do you want, or what are we celebrating with you involved lately?
I don't think I have very much coming up. I mean, this was my second, I had to miss my thing today with Cafe Generalissimo because my cousin was in Portland, so the next will be the first Monday in November. And I really don't think I have any more features or anything coming up anytime relatively soon. I guess I gotta make something happen for myself.
As always, right?
I just want to say that last poem, how like right in the middle there, that line about how you felt like using the letter opener was cheating. It's like, boom, it hit. And then the way you brought it back at the end with, having your father teach you that was just so beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike, for that. Yes. So, Brian, thank you as much as always for joining us. I've always loved your titles. And then, as Mike pointed out, killer last lines this time around as well. I'm getting a little bit of green screen action on this, but I'm holding his book. If for the uninitiated, you just have a book out, poetry concerning the human mind. It's called Everything I Think Is All in My Mind. And it doesn't look like this where it disappears, but check it out. Any links, Brian, you can share, definitely add those in there, or ways in which people can purchase a copy if they haven't already. We're quickly approaching the holiday season, so if you guys are looking for a cool, unique gift, check out these people's books. Like, we got so many people published, and they have books out, chapbooks out, that it'd be a nice gift to share with someone. I'm just saying. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and keep going. That was Brian joining us from Maine. And we're going to go ahead and come back to El Paso for a quick moment and visit Robin Schofield, who always scorches the mic with her words. What's going on,
Oh,
Robin?
thank you,
Hey.
Richie. Hello, everybody. I'm going to read, I think it's 3 poems. 2 of them, the first 2 I wrote after I saw the James Turrell exhibit at the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art, MASS-MoCA, as people up there say. And James Turrell is an artist who, well, light is his medium. And he sculpts things and has these out of light, if that makes any sense. It has these immersive experiences, and it's, well, it was wild. So this is called Self-Portrait as Light. My eyes are a sea of grass and wildflowers, absorbing all but green and orange wavelengths. Receive this mountain meadow from me. The copper top of the garden fence post scares away the crows in all the darkness, flooding space like a supernova. Water reflects wavy golden lines on the underside of leaves, ripples on the pond of visible wind. What is revealed by 1,000 tadpoles? The gaping turtle, the hoot of an owl, frog chorus answering thunder. Rain quenches my thirsty desert, spears of white and yellow light coming down hard from purple clouds on sparkling sand as it rushes into the roads and arroyos. How loud the thunderclap, how fast the lightning. Light through the window panes, golden riot of rectangles and lines. Light falls, we say, as though from a celestial turquoise sky. Moonlight is all reflection. It's a full moon tonight, and there will be light in the forest. Vultures dance on an updraft. How far away are their dark feathers in the sunlight? When the wind dies, where do they fold their wings? At home in the desert, my spouse's eyes are of sky and water, blue or transparent. But the sky's color isn't a constant. On the forest floor of spent golden needles, a scarlet surprise, an eft made of all wavelengths except scarlet. I cannot say what color my river is, except that it reflects the cottonwoods, the stones, clouds, and blue light of the sky. I rise in the gray dawn before the moment of gloaming. Buttercups wave in the breeze and the sky changes moment to moment. Okay, so this is another one after seeing James Turrell and going for a walk in the forest afterwards. Light is the medium. Oh, and the eft, I should say EFT, eft, it's a young salamander. So it's one color when it's young and it's called an eft, and then it changes and grows and it's called a salamander. Golden spent needle leaves on the floor of the dark hemlock forest, the scarlet eft arising slow-footed while the speed of light is unfathomable. Green fire moss lit within covers fallen logs, suddenly bereft of light. The velocity of the visible cycles over a razor-thin margin. only a sliver from deep red running to violet hues, perceptible on this pulsing segment of spectrum, spilled blood to blue-handled screwdriver. Energy unfolds a totality, the globe with oceans of crushed opal, or the baseball curving into home plate as light washes and illuminates our slice of a world. On green gold moss, the young salamander glows, conflating space with light. The lanyard around my neck flashes in the dark hallway, saying my name to those others. Silver slivers leak under the doors. My coffee cup of dark reflections, the treasure box of daylight, opening. Light makes volume into space in the sculpture garden as the staff lanyards glint. Everyone's name's a black and white blur in the distance. Spaces of infinite depth, but within them, the green and yellow fireflies, the frequency and amplitude of each one of them. Light is a sculptor's putty knife on the white blinds by the jewels of the globe. Filtered, it falls on the night, not quite dark forest floor, a soft gold, the scarlet eft traveling through emerald moss under a topaz sky. And then I wrote these poems kind of about Spinoza's philosophy, and one of them I read here. It was really long. I'm not going to read that one again, but I wrote another one. It's not near so long. It's called Spinoza's Words Fail Him. So the crow flew too close to the sun and scorched his voice. He croaks and doesn't sing like the melodious blackbird. Old earth, newly green fields out of which God and his attributes and a hawk rise. Sun streaking him, huge sun, minute globes in the dark forest, proportion and geometry, slowly rotates. We also swirl in our madness for axiomatic proofs we don't feel. The title of my essay was Blood in the Garden, Rejecting Duality, the Many and the One. To make sense of the miscarriages. What rational, intelligible order? Except the midges float over the flocks. Their green blood is the logos, God and nature entwined. The newly planted wheat, root and leaf, the two sides. The green man with a mason's face. The material enters the spirit. The green and yellow meadow grounds my metaphysic. I am black blood and white bone, the duality incarnate. Is there a blackbird singing? May I lie fallow for a long while in pantheistic nature. Rain clouds follow me. I have seeds in me. I drop them, numberless as the foxglove. No individual revelations, but I sprout up. Grapevines from my right hand. Mathematical methods should yield a pure truth. Growing and growing, everything within God, reaching around a stone column, huge sun glowing, looking over the priest's shoulder into his holy book. Deliver me as the crow sees me. Deliver me, sunlit vineyard. So I seem to be writing a little series of those. And now I want to read a little cover poem. And I think it was one of Donna's This is one of Donna's favorite poets, Federico Garcia Lorca. Elegy to Silence, July 1920. Silence, where are you taking your window pane, misted with laughter, with words and sobs from the trees? Silence, how do you wash the dew of song and the sonorous stains of distant oceans from the tranquil whiteness of your cloak? Who heals you when some old water wheel in the fields drives its slow dart through your glass? Where do you go if at sunset you're wounded by bells and your backwaters are broken by flocks of songs and the great golden murmur that falls on blue mountains in tears? The winter air splinters your blue, and the quiet lament of some cool spring cuts through your groves. Wherever you lay your hands, you find laughter's thorn or the hot axe blow of passion. Even out among the stars, the solemn buzzing of blue birds unsettles the poise of your hidden skull. Fleeing from sound, your sound itself, ghost of harmony, smoke of the cry and of song, on dark nights you come to us, to whisper the infinite word without breath, without lips. Riddled with stars and ripe with music, silence, where do you take your extra human sorrow, trapped in melodious spider webs? Your holy source now dry forever. Today, cloudy with thought, your waves drag sonorous ash and ancient sorrow, the echoes of cries now vanished forever, the distant clamor of a mummified ocean. If Yahweh has fallen asleep, silence, ascend the radiant throne, crack an extinguished star over his head, and gravely still the eternal music of light. Then go back to the source from which in the eternal night before God and time you peacefully flowed. And that's translated by Catherine Brown. So, thank you, everybody. Wow, Lorca's great, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. What was the name of that piece again? I need to read that one.
Elegy for Silence.
Oh, yes. That makes perfect sense.
Elegy to Silence, yeah.
Very cool.
I've got an old book, Flow. If anybody wants an old book that won a little award from librarians, and I've got a chapbook that's kind of a collaborative thing. It's called Night Sweats of the Spirit, which is a quote from a Robert Lowell poem. Robert Lowell was crazy, as everybody knows. And I was one of 11 poets chosen for this anthology. So that's cool. They published my Holderlin poem, which I read here a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, something like that. And I always go to Tumblewords. We have a professor from Western New Mexico State. Kid knows her name, I'm sure, coming up. And she's going to do the power of the crone or something like that. So that should be
Embracing the crone.
Embracing the crone, yeah. And then we're going to have Raquel Mejia doing her Day of the Dead thing. So some powerful Tumblewords workshops coming up in keeping with the spirit.
Right on. Awesome. I was left again leaving a comment like, oh no, she's finishing. Thank you, Robin. Yes, check out Tumble Words if you guys haven't had a chance to. If you guys are watching or listening and think like, gee, I'd love to read, but I need to write more. Well, I'll tell you what, a really good solution to that is to go to Tumble Words. It's generative. You just go into the Zoom session. Someone always leads it, and then you just write and share what you wrote. And then you listen to other people read what they wrote. It's really cool. So if you guys are free Saturdays from 1 to 3 Mountain Time, definitely look into hitting that up, especially if you want to start working on your writing. It's open for everyone. Just, kind of be aware of the rules and things will be good. Yeah, I always love that when I know two other of the Southwest Book Award recent winners in Valentin Sandoval and Carlos Fidel Espinosa. But I always love how you talk about it, Robin, because you always qualify it that it's an award chosen by librarians. And I think that is a very important distinction that people should know. Librarians chose this. That's cool. Alrighty then. So we are actually going to stick around in El Paso for our next performer. Someone who is just like so much part of this community. Their voice is part of the tapestry, and they just celebrated a birthday, which is awesome. Happy birthday. Last year we did a whole like double shotgun featured poetry reading, and so maybe there's still a chance to like celebrate because it's not only their birthday, it's also Kit's birthday, but we'll talk about that later. Let's go ahead and bring back up to the mic. Let's make some noise and welcome our MV Lee Martinez Soto.
There. My voice is kind of flaky, so I'm just gonna read two, one mine and then a cover. I'll go with mine first. This is called Ars Poetica. Use your words to add a little flourish to your anxiety, depression, OCD, and the array of lesser demons that haunt your days, turning your nights into the only blissful solace at the arms of sleep. Use your words to make the bileless bits and pieces of you smell like flowers, attract the pollinators with their fluttering wings, and busy grabbing, groping, stomping so you can spread your misery. Use your words to make your reflection appear more bearable, to make a life you deem slightly better, to play tricks with light illusions to make the audience smile and clap for you, the you pretend to be, lest they find you, the real you, speechless, wordless, worthless. Use your words because you have nothing else to give, because without the wistful agonies of your voice taken form, you are left with you and only you, the vile and hideous you. Utiliza tus palabras para agregar un poco de floritura a tu ansiedad, depresión, trastorno obsesivo compulsivo y la miriada de demonios menores que acechan tus días y convierten tus noches en el único consuelo al rendirte entre los brazos del sueño. Utiliza tus palabras para hacer que los más viles pedacitos de ti huelan a flores, atraigan a los polinizadores con sus alas revoloteando, agarrando a tientas, pisando fuerte para que puedas esparcir tu miseria. Utiliza tus palabras para hacer de tu reflejo un ser más soportable, para crear una vida ligeramente más tolerable. Juega trucos con la luz, crea ilusiones para que la audiencia sonría y aplauda para ti, el tú que pretendes ser para que no encuentren al verdadero tú, sin habla, sin palabras, sin valor. Utiliza tus palabras porque no tienes nada mejor que dar, porque sin las agonías nostálgicas de tu voz tomando forma, te quedas solo contigo y solo tú, el vil y horrible tú. So that was mine. And then for the cover for today, I actually have a gift for Kit. I translated one of your poems, Message Sent, 1:31 a.m. You were published in Life in the Times, so I translated that one. I just wanted to share it. So first in English, then in Spanish. A sudden dark thought propels me to send a message to a friend saying, I just want to make sure nobody spirited you off the streets of Portland into an unmarked van. When she replies quickly, I am able to pretend it is a dark joke and not a mental image that I have had and can't shake, even as we continue to talk. She also kids on the square. She says she is too asthmatic to risk exposure to tear gas, no matter how close to her heart or her doorstep the conflict reaches. In this moment, I am briefly thankful for social media, for taking all the panic out of all of my panicked missives, turning my frightened whelps into nervous chuckles. We laugh at death to make him feel bad about himself. We want to demotivate him, make him move with a slower, more predictable gait. If we keep it up, we will make him resent his job and half-ass it. We will keep doing that even after it has been proven not to work, even after the tests come back and the low-grade fevers get closer and closer to my hermetic circle. Perhaps that has never actually been able to distinguish between mockery and encouragement and reads all our words in the same flat tone. Perhaps I should not let my heart whisper furtive squirts of succor, but let it blast in steroid-aided pumps and an arrhythmia loud enough to set off car alarms, to give all the people fighting urgent finds one secure moment, to disorganize the destroyers and acolytes of death for just long enough. I'm not that powerful. I fear I am not equal to this moment, but I know the people who are. I trust them with my affirming light. They live in the mountains. They hang hammocks with each end on a saguaro. They walk all day in forests without getting lost. They know that I know them. They know that I need them. They too fight the silence and aim their heartbeats carefully. Una idea repentina y oscura me impulsa a enviar un mensaje a una amiga diciendo, solo quiero asegurarme de que nadie te haya raptado en las calles de Portland en una camioneta sin identificación. Cuando ella responde rápidamente, soy capaz de fingir que esto es solo una broma oscura y no una imagen mental que he tenido y de la cual no he logrado deshacerme mientras seguimos hablando. Ella también bromea al respecto. Dice ser demasiado asmática como para arriesgar exponerse al gas pimienta. No importa qué tan cerca de su corazón o de su puerta esté el conflicto. En este momento estoy ligeramente agradecido por los medios sociales, por tomar todo el pánico de mis misivas de pavor, por convertir mis despavoridos lloriqueos en risas nerviosas. Nos reímos de la muerte para hacerlo de menos, para desmotivarlo, para hacer que se mueva de manera más lenta y predecible. Si le seguimos, lograremos que resienta su trabajo y lo deje todo a medias. Y en eso seguiremos, incluso después de que se haya comprobado que no funciona, incluso después de que las pruebas regresen y las fiebres bajas se acerquen cada vez más a mi círculo social herméticamente sellado. Quizá la muerte nunca haya aprendido a distinguir entre la burla y el aliento, y lee todas nuestras palabras con el mismo tono monótono. Quizás no debería de dejar que mi corazón susurre rocíos furtivos de auxilio, en vez de dejarlo explotar en latidos asistidos por esteroides, una arritmia lo suficientemente fuerte para activar las alarmas de los coches, para darle a toda la gente peleando batallas urgentes un momento seguro, para desorganizar a los destructores y acólitos de la muerte el tiempo suficiente. No soy tan poderoso. Temo que no estoy preparado para este momento, pero conozco a la gente que lo está. Confío en ellos con mi luz afirmante. Viven en las montañas, cuelgan sus hamacas en medio de saguaros, caminan todo el día en los bosques sin perderse, saben que sé de ellos, saben que los necesito. Ellos también pelean en silencio y apuntan sus latidos cautelosamente. And that's it.
Yeah. Oh, that was a nice gift. Awesome. Awesome. Lee, thank you so much. And of course, you have your social media right there. Is there anything else you'd like to promote or share right now?
No, it's just right now my social media. I don't have anything coming up, so you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and my information is in there. Thank you.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. We'll let that linger just a little bit so people can check that out if they want to follow you. Appreciate you, Lee. And of course, go ahead and take that rest, you know. It's that time. Oh, sad ghost always gets me. Sad ghost. All right. Man, that first one was heavy though, too. Like, damn. Make me cry. All right, we're gonna go ahead and that previous two performers were joining us from El Paso. That's where we're based out of, but we're gonna go ahead and do some more traveling, and we're gonna head off to Pittsburgh and visit our friend Vale Larkin, who always comes with some great stuff as well. What's up, Vale? How's it going? Let's get you on here.
Hey,
What's up? I'm great. How are you? Wait, your mic did something weird.
did it?
No, it's good. It's good. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up now. Go ahead.
Hi. In just a second, I'm trying to get this to refresh to the new version I wrote, but it's not doing it. Okay, sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to start with this other one first. A draft for the Dodgers. They see a man stand in the wreckage of another of his cities. They hear him say, "Please help us." They say to him, "Stop hitting yourself. Why do you keep hitting yourself?" I am undone by the unconsidered brutality of cowards with guns. When did morality become a spiked chain and not the softness we give to each other? How did history become a weapon instead of something we learn from and rectify? When did you all rejoice to see that a bloodied face could look like a target? And I'm also going to read, this is from Michael Sindler's workshop the other day at Tumblewords on tears. It was very, very good. I wasn't able to stay for the whole thing, but I was really glad I got to see part of it. It just does not want me to find it. There we go. An end to weeping. It seemed to leave first the water. Dry mouth pulling gums from chipped teeth, and taste from favored foods, and thirst from throat, all arid, acrid breath. Small things began to irritate our eyes, like specks of dust, mist from pungent vegetal cells crushing, and especially hard breezes. It's scarring that causes it, the dryness, the naked vulnerability of the desiccated flesh. Injury upon injury, wound upon wound, healing and healing and healing, and never healed, never resting, always and ever assaulted. It's scarring that causes it. Loss upon loss, first the water, then the gaze, then the feet, then the legs, then the voice, then the arms, hands, the structure of the bones, wishes for the future, aspirations for new knowledge, goals beyond the weak, and dreams of a peaceful, painless passing, and then breath, and then breath. Eventually, even the tears stop. Eventually, we forget how to cry. Eventually, we are sure that crying never stopped anything in the first place. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. I'm sorry, I missed the second one because I stepped away for a brief moment. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Is there anything you'd like to promote or share or celebrate right now?
Oh, not right now. I'll just actually I don't even have my socials copied, but sorry.
No worries, no worries. You know what? That's a perfect opportunity to let me go ahead and thank you, Vale Larkin, everyone out of Pittsburgh. So check it out. This is the perfect opportunity to check out our archives because we have all of our, well, almost all of our past shows on our YouTube channel. If you go on our YouTube channel and click through categories and playlists, there's a whole playlist of online open mics you can go through, and Vale has read on many, many of them, of which you can find links to their work and of course hear them perform some of that great work. Okay, then let's go ahead and welcome once again. If you're barely tuning in, this is the Stay at Home Open Mic. It is our virtual show presented by Barbed Wire Open Mic Series out of El Paso, Texas. My name is Rich. If you guys are here for EPCC, if you're an EPCC student and looking for the QR code, stay tuned. We're going to get a couple more performers into the show, and then I'll give you guys some information on how you can get that or access that information. But we're going to go ahead and let me see. Look at the list. Look at the list. Oh, yeah. We're going to come back to El Paso and visit Birthday Boy. We've already mentioned their birthdays, the birthday twins. It is spooky season, and that was such a beautiful tribute. Like, that's so nice. So how are you gonna follow that up, Kit? Huh? Pressure's on you now. Ha! Tag your.
I
Just kidding. Kit,
I
man,
have no
everyone.
idea.
Take it away, man.
I have no idea how to follow that. Thank you so much, Lee. And thank you everyone who for being here. So I spend my Mondays. 3 of mine, and then the cover poem. I have tried to wish myself into the regal crouch of the tiger. I have wanted to see in my footprints the cunning and forethought of the coyote. A coincidence of nomenclature allows me to claim the beaver and its single-minded industriousness towards a structure that only it can use. I see birds walking across the street and think, I could do better. I asked the Tiwa elder what animal was in my heart. He said, this is a gas station. Pay for your power rate and get the fuck out of Running Bear. The world is not what it was, and you will not bring it back by finding it charming. Humans are animals too. The only ones who choose whether to flatten or file their teeth. And I like this sort of character I have where I just walk around asking stupid questions and people set me straight. This is another one in that same vein. I asked my friend, the artist, if sculpture was dead, and she told me they were mostly stone to begin with. I said, you know what I mean. They're all meant now for city halls and sports arenas. They're calling to some grandiloquent past, which never happened and is where they live. And that's why they're silent. She said, Kit, you are talking reckless amounts of shit. I have seen your handwriting. I have had to guess at your meaning. You should stay in your lane. Chastened, we turned back to the weather and the Baltimore Colts. I do stay in my lane. Maybe that's the problem. Since taking writing seriously, I have become monomaniacal. At museums, I look at the placard next to the painting and then turn around, not aware of having forgotten something. Now that Better Call Saul is wrapped up, I'm eager to read the episode by episode, exhaustively categorized, alphabetized, and cross-referenced capsules on tvtropes.org. Will I watch it? What a question. I will read it. Sculptors of the world, I apologize for writing your obituary, for not getting what you do. I understand we are all looking for Mary Oliver's Kingfisher in different streams and different names with no reliable method of translation. So I will stay in my lane where I always have the words, not always the right words, but a surplus of words. Enough words so that the painter and the musician will show me deference. Have the same respect adjacent to fear that I have for them. And this, I need to get this title pretty soon. This is pretty much done. Mumble transition. Concreteness, as it is commonly used in this field, is an abstraction. It makes no distinction between carpet or tile, and between yellow or green grass. These details are to be used as the professor to create a real feeling in the reader, whatever that means. This authenticity is the goal. Even though every tool in our toolbox is fictive, the reader too is fictive. His crying produces neither sound nor lacrimony. Her laughter stops with her and does not ripple through her neighbors. We imagine them as strangers that we will compel by sheer magnetism to become friends. In the pursuit of these new friends, plans with old friends are rescheduled. As we catalog the verdant fields our love and we walk through, the lawn grows sick and undisciplined, and our love disorderly. And so poetry is feared rather than consumed. The passersby salute it like a flag, but do not pay taxes. It is invoked like magic or violence in place of itself, a threat or a vague and vast gesture of praise. And the poet, well, I have no complaints. These people treat me well. But when they discover I am just a man who cannot and would not grant wishes, I fear that they will feel lied to. And for to cover something mildly spooky, but not very spooky, this is The Psychic by Victoria Riddell. He said I must pay special attention in cars. He wasn't, he assured me, saying that I'd be in an accident, but that for 2 weeks, some particular caution was in order. And he said, all I really needed to do was throw the white light of Alma around any car I entered, then I'd be fine. And when I asked about Alma, he said, oh, come on. You know Alma well. You two were together, first in Egypt and then at Stonehenge. And I nodded, though I've never been, in this life at least, to Stonehenge. And then I said, shouldn't I always throw the white light of Alma around a car? And when he said, well, it wouldn't hurt, I said, what about planes, houses? What if I throw the white light of Alma around anyone who might need protection from the reckless speed of driving or the reckless swerve and skid of the world? And the psychic opened up his hands and shrugged up his shoulders. So, despite your doubt or mine as to why I'd gone there to a psychic in, I kid you not, a town of psychics in the first place, right now, as you read this, let me throw the white light of Alma around you and everyone you pass close to today, beloved or stranger, the grocer, the bus driver, the boy on his longboard, the lady you stand silent beside in the elevator, and also I am throwing it around anyone they care about, anywhere in the spin of the world, because we can agree that these days, everywhere, particular caution is in order. And even if unverifiable, the light of my dear sister Alma couldn't hurt.
Nice. Awesome selection. Very cool. Thank you, Kit. And before we get to your sheet of info and anything you'd like to promote, I know that as someone, you've been here for every single show and you always do the cover poems. For any, maybe students out there listening, what are some, where do you often choose your cover pieces? Do you, have collections that you usually hit up or research? How do you choose them?
Well, I have favorite authors that I go back to, and I have, there are websites like the Poetry Foundation and poets.org that have themed pages and collections. But the most important thing about the cover poem is honestly, all poetry is meant to be read out loud. You'll get some people that talk about a page poet or a stage poet. There's no such actual delineation. They're all meant to be read out loud, even the boring ones in your textbook. So speaking specifically to the students, if you're struggling with a poem, find a quiet place and just sing that shit. Just read it out loud.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thank you. That's perfect, actually. I like that. Cool, man. And how can people find you online?
Instagram at Kit Runaway, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, where it's a little different, but not that different because I'm really precious about this whole word thing. even when I'm watching sports. Kofi.com/KitRen, long essays about American football. I connect Tim Tebow to Trump, and I think I have the leeway to make that connection. You can find me on Facebook, easy enough. You can send me an email, you can drop something in the tip jar on PayPal. As mentioned earlier, we have Tumblewords, and Heather Franklin from Western New Mexico will be presenting for us this Saturday, 1 o'clock. It's free if you want to attend, though donations are encouraged for the presenter. And then Raquel Mejia, of course, will be doing her annual Day of the Dead workshop on, the 29th. I have a feature on Friday with the Garage Poets. They're an outfit based in Boston. So be on the lookout for links and so on for that. And I want to give you one link. Tomorrow, one of my other lives is like a trivia player. We are doing a quiz for a cause tomorrow for a local organization called Justice for Our Neighbors, dedicated to legal help for asylum seekers, especially ones who are indigent, who are currently in prison. And it's something very near to my heart, and two of my friends are on the board for this very important organization. So if you're in El Paso, Tuesday Alamo Draft House, it's a $5 buy-in for the game. And also my friend Todd will be playing the most heinous songs you've ever heard, and you can pay him to stop.
Oh, that's
if you're not in El Paso, I'll just drop the link in the chat and you can send your support that way. But that is it in an admittedly busy week. So I give the talking stick back to Richie.
Appreciate that. There, Chairman, I yield my time. I think of Bill Sparks there. Yeah, no, that's cool. Congrats on the feature. And I would have loved to support tomorrow. I'll be elsewhere in another land. Just kidding. That sounds so cryptic. Anyway, definitely check those out. We're gonna go ahead and move from the US Southwest to the West Coast. And we're gonna drop in at San Francisco and visit our friend Tanish, who joined us right now. So it's always great when she can jump in. Tanish, how are you doing tonight? First of all, welcome and cheers. And second of all, go ahead and do your thing. Take it away.
It's good to be back. I'm doing good, and I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to share screen. I wanted to share a video I made, and it'll be like 6 minutes of it. It's a longer video. You can check it out on YouTube if you want to. But do I have that capability?
Yes, it's good to go.
Okay, cool. Share. You guys can see that, right? Okay. Tribute to Frida Kahlo. Magdalena Carmen Frida Kahlo Calderón, la artista revolucionaria mexicana alemana. Frida, born just 3 years before the Mexican Revolution, a decade of bloodshed spilling into more years of civil war. Paternal family, Hungarian Jews, father against Hitler. Revolutionary was her birthright, one might say. Polio left her limping permanently from childhood classmates taunting, hey, like Frida. She grew to be a gender-bending bisexual beacon of Mexican artistic artillery. Here she stands dressed as a man, siblings and cousins on either side. The accident. aboard a bus crashing with a tram. Bars her body bedridden bound. Corsets keeping her spine in place. She turns to paint. Life forces a slower pace. She studies herself. Her face creates a lifetime of self-portraits. Unibrow, mustache enhanced. I've always believed the most profound art springs from artists who are fearless in the quest for self-discovery, self-examination. Frida might be the epitome of this for me, but she doesn't linger in self-absorption. Mexican art suffered forced Europeanization under the thumb of Plutarco Elias Calles, president from 1924 to 28, controlling the government from 28 to 34. Newly wedded to Diego Rivera, the two traveled, escaped to the US, where Rivera was commissioned to paint murals. Frida, still uncomfortable with calling herself a painter, began to experiment with reality within her works. Portrait of Luther Burbank, 1931. The first of her departure from painting strict reality. Burbank, a horticulturist, known for his hybrid fruits and vegetables. Here, Frida depicts him as a hybrid himself. Skeleton at the bottom signifies the birth of new life through death, symbolism embedded in Mexican tradition. Self-portrait on the borderline between Mexico and the United States, 1932. We see Kahlo's distaste for US capitalism, with herself standing between two different worlds. Pre-Columbian Mexico on the left, full of natural phenomena, fed with growth in the flowers along the bottom, and a US on the right represented by cold sterilization of industrialization. My dress hangs there, or New York, 1933. The only collage in Frida's obra de arte depicts US industrialization and capitalism with criticism. Hordes of people, indistinguishable beyond the mass, under her suspended dress, walking toward a factory fire exploding on the bottom left. Her dress between the pillars exalting a toilet tied with ribbon to a trophy. This stands in stark contrast to her spouse Rivera's commissioned work in New York's Rockefeller Center, depicting industrialization with uncertainty, hope, and optimism. And just in the interest of time, I'm gonna stop there. It's been 6 minutes and it goes on for 14 minutes.
It's incredible.
Thank you so much. I have to credit Tashin. A lot of the analysis is mine, but I definitely have had this book for like over 10 years and I can pull it up and hang on.
No, there's great insights that you're giving, but you're doing it in a very poetic manner.
Thank you. So
Oh, actually, that's kind of hard to see. I don't know if you want to stop sharing, and then it'll go back to your video screen.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, this. And then towards the end it gets into my art and how she's like sort of influenced me without even really like me realizing it. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing or for having me.
Yeah, no problem. If you wanna, did you already link it so we can finish it if we want?
No, I haven't yet. Let me link it now.
Cool, and also share it to YouTube because that's pretty well done. I it didn't even feel like 6 minutes. I was like, that's it. Oh man. So yeah, I'll reshare that. And lastly, do you want to share any social media, anything, your YouTube channel, or ways in which people can support your work?
Sure. TanishCantos.com and Tanish Cantos on YouTube and IG, pretty much. And yeah. Thanks.
All right, awesome. No, thank you. It was awesome, and thank you for not using copyrighted music on that. That always gives me trouble on YouTube. Okay, lovely pieces. Like, yeah, I think a lot of people have been inspired by a lot of those, and Mike Sindler even mentioned he wrote a piece based on that one, the dress one. So if you guys want to share any of that, you guys are more than welcome to. But I'm looking at the list here, and a couple peeps aren't here or not here yet, and it's okay. That happens, right? So I didn't give a chance to warn him with enough time, but Ed, you would be next, and I saw you joined not too long ago. So is that cool, or do you feel like you're good to go? All right, I see the thumbs up. He's always ready to go.
'Cause my name is Ed.
Even in nighttime, he comes full of sunshine. Ladies, gents, beautiful enemies, let's go ahead and welcome Ed. Poetastic.
Because you made me feel fantastic. Thank you for being so enthusiastic and so bombastic. Woo! My name is Ed Potastic. Hope you're feeling fantastic. Please again, Tom, you can drum my rhyme for all I feel sublime. I got 3 please, so you know I'm gonna rhyme. My first piece is called You Can't have it your way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say I want it that way. We can have your way. Where's the love? You watched it quickly decay, crushed, mushed, and unloved. Why didn't you stay? You chase your desires. You toss our memories aside. My heart's on blue fire. I'm not going to lie, but I died. What did you say? Your words were death notes. It was me, but not us. It was a huge, poignant joke. Couldn't satisfy your lust. How could you do that? Still stuck without an answer. You wrapped around another man. I can still hear your laughter. I play it back, but I don't understand. Did I truly matter? In our memories, I did. Now I'm crying dry tears. Nostalgia lost in the wind, giving birth to my fears. You couldn't have it your way. It's not your story. This is all mine. Life holds my glory. I'm not far behind. I need to remind myself to get back up. No more sad and farewells. No more dumps. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say I want it that way. right. All right. Got two more in store for an encore. This is called We Could Rise. We could rise. Oh, pain, don't be abstain. We could rise. No pain, no gain. We could rise. Fear, don't let it be contained. We could rise. Experience can't be disdained. We could rise. Break out those mediocre domains. We could rise. Destroy your heavy chains. We could rise. Use your colorful abyss brain. We could rise. Chuck it down like tasty champagne. We could rise. Down the hungry life's drain. We could rise. Spread across the plains. We could rise. Eat the very bitter grains. We could rise, many hardships we slain. We could rise, ride the rough, dirty lanes. We could rise, run the spiky terrains. We could rise, control the hellish train. We could rise, drink the acid rain. We could rise, embrace your messy stains. We could rise, time won't be in vain. We could rise, our trials make us more humane. The more pain we suffer, the better we can rise. Push on, go on, live on. Please don't suffer and complain. Okay, I got this last one. This is called the Bad Poem. Come on, where is it? Bad poem. Sorry about that. Here we go. Sorry. that all I wrote. Goodbye, folks. Okay. It's bad, not good. I don't know what to say. I ended. Do you think I should? I know it was horrible wordplay. Yes, I didn't try or could. I left the words where they lay. I know, I withstood. Yes, your time has decayed. It's a bad poem, I understood. I know some of you felt betrayed. It's not truth, it's just falsehood. I know, what the fuck, but happy you stayed. Never written a bad poem? I think you should. This is a bad in all display and portrayed. It's a bad poem. You knew where it stood. The words or emotions has been delayed. Yes, I delivered the goods. Welcome to the black, bad, horrible, misplayed. Sometimes bad things are left misunderstood. Thank you.
Thank you for your poetic goodness. Once again, Ed, what do you got coming up, man? How can people follow you online or just kind of see what you got coming up this week?
Sure, no problem, my brother, for another month with Words of Thunder. Please come to this wonderful open mic that makes our Monday night such a delight in every spotlight. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my professor insight. If you take a request, if you send me a request, if you take guests, I'll click yes. Hope everyone stay healthy, safe, and blessed, and never stop singing or speaking the wonderful words outside your chest. And now stop being and believing that you are your best. Woo!
Orale. Thank you so much, Ed.
You're welcome.
Right. Cool, man. There's a car dealer in town who appropriated the word orale, and now every time I use it, I hear him and I hate it. It's a white dude. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. That was Ed in Washington, D.C. So we're going to be jumping from coast to coast, and we're going to head over to L.A., where we're going to check in with Teso Somok, who's just ramping it up with all of the work. Yeah, let's go ahead and welcome Teso Somok to the stage.
Orale.
What's going on, man? Hey, there you are. No, that's fine with you. If you knew. Oh my God, take it away, man.
All right, I have a carrot and a stick, a poem and a song. So this is titled "Rethinking Justice." Shall we rethink the whole idea of us striving for justice? Justice just us, and rights. Justice is a singularity in time and erodible by difference in time. This we call entropy. We can never achieve the perfect union with justice, but merely see it passing us by as a signpost on the path to some unforeseen and perhaps unrealizable utopia. Human rights are problematic because they are articulated within and for the nation state, especially the Western nation state, which seeks to exploit desire for its own purpose of dominating and regulating all life from the inside out. How do we resolve and constitute collective alternative jurisprudence? Since we know that the individual is an invention of the nation state, how do we fulfill and negotiate the trinity of jurisprudence, natural law, analytic law, and normative law? The trinity must coalesce within a semiotic regime of signs, sign value, sign signifier, regardless of whether it is alternative or not. If justice is always promised, it exists in the immanence of the Spinozian self-power. Spinoza would lead us to believe that as long as we have life, we have power. And no one truly ever gives up that power, because to do so would be to give up life itself. Communities are made up of bodies dislocated from territories and place-based knowledge, and find themselves in an anonymous strategy of domination. Justice finds its grounding in the refusal of prescribed discourse. Foucault presents the interlocked relationship of power, truth, knowledge, and jurisprudence in many of his works, from Warfield. Indeed, it is in discourse that power and knowledge are joined together. This is the precise location where many of us poets have chosen to interject an alternative discourse, in a constitution of power that through discourse and imminent resistance, vulnerable only to time and difference, entropy again. Our poetic aesthetics is an anonymous strategy of network resistance and constitution of local place-based Zoom power. So that's that piece there. What was that comment you were making, Richie, there? You didn't catch it?
Zoom power. Nah.
All right, let's go to the second part of this. Wake up, Maggie, I think I've got something to say to you. It's late September and I really should be back at school. I know I keep you amused, but I feel I'm being used. Oh, Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore. You led me away from home just to save you from being alone. You stole my heart, and that's what but that don't worry me none. In my eyes you're everything. I laugh at all your jokes, my love, you didn't need to call. Oh Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore. You led me away from home just to save you from being alone. You stole my soul, and that's a pain I can do without. All I needed was a friend to lend a helping hand. But you turned into a lover, and mother, what a lover, you wore me out. And all you did was wreck my bed, and in the morning kicked me in the head. Oh Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore. You led me away from home, 'cause you didn't wanna be alone. You stole my heart, I couldn't leave you if I tried. Suppose I could collect my books and get on back to school, or steal my daddy's cue and make a living out of playing pool, or find myself a rock and roll band that needs a helping hand. Oh Maggie, I wish I'd never met you, never seen your face. You made a first class fool out of me, but I'm blind as a fool can be. You stole my heart, but I love you anyway.
Right, man. Some Maggie May, huh? Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a real mandolin on short notice.
Yeah, no, that would kill me.
Oh, I love those mandolin breaks. All right, so what do you got coming up? Any recent publications you'd like to share? Or of course, how can people follow you?
Oh, sure.
online?
Folks can follow me on Instagram under Gaseous 2019, on Facebook under Pandemic Poets. I finished getting close to finishing a draft of I'm Not Your Chihuahua. I got all the parts and translated them to English, and hoping to get a first draft done pretty soon. So busy with that. That's probably what I'm going to try to take down to Mexico City because it's bilingual. So I'm going to probably have to flash print it on Amazon like my buddy Word Tornadoes did Beowulf. So I can't wait for a publisher on that one. And since I'm going to be down there, it would be good to have a bilingual one.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Awesome. As always, thank you for sharing, and
Yeah,
we'll.
I hope you got some justice there.
Hell yeah. Let's see. All right. So thank you everyone who's been around. If you are still here and for the EPCC Tejano passport, just shoot me a message. You can email me. I'll leave my email in the chat for you guys if you guys are interested in that. Oh, the Frida story. Yeah, sorry. So shout out to everyone watching online right now. Yeah, let's get that link to you. Sorry about that. I knew it. Sorry. But if you're here for the QEP Tejano passports, just shoot me an email, or you can find me on Instagram as well, Deadwall Reveries, and message me there. I'll send you my email, and I'll get you that code. Thanks for tuning in. Just when you do message me or email me, just let me know who'd you enjoy tonight. You know, do a little bit of homework there. Nothing too serious, nothing too long or whatever, just very casual. All right, so we'll get you that link as well to the Frida story. We're gonna go ahead and I think call up our closer. We're almost ready for all of our championship series games in MLB, except getting rained out in Yankee Stadium, so I'm still waiting for that deciding game. I think tomorrow goes on, but without further ado, we have another mainstay here at BWOMS. He's been here for every single show, and it's his time. So without further ado, it is the closer calling the bullpen, right-hand arm. Let's bring to the stage Mr. Dan, the man. Take it away, Dan. Let's get you on here.
Okay, thanks, Richie. Happy birthday, Kit. Happy birthday, Lee. Happy birthday, Zach Wilkerson. Babies, you're so cool. Yeah. Happy birthday, Sharita. and Calista. Happy birthday. Yep. Okay. All right. So anyway, we all know we're now no less than 2 weeks. We know we're 2 weeks away to Halloween. To HALLOWE and spill. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm currently in the process of doing 2 scenes of my poetry slam.
Yo, did this happen again? This happened last week too. This is the new Dan the Man segment. The dramatic pause. Cool. Oh my God, he has a Charlie Clark poster behind him. I talked about him earlier. So this dude also made his own movie called The Green Ghost. Get it? Green Ghost. Well, looks like we lost Dan there. We'll get him back a little bit. Yo, it is October spooky season, so we encourage you guys the next couple of Mondays, Bring your scary poems or even like scary stories. We'll do story time. We'll turn down the lights. We'll do the dramatic lighting effect. You know, the one where I can't do it here. Actually, there's too much light right here.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's cool, Dan. I'm just entertaining the audience, the crowd in your absence. I know it's no replacement, but go ahead. Again, so October, bring your spooky stuff. All right, Dan, go ahead, take the stage.
Guess what I'm wearing, right? Yeah. Yeah, I guess what I'm wearing. Come to Freddy. Have you ever played Skin the Cat? Yeah, I know we're 2 weeks away to Halloween. Okay, and I was acting like Alan Rickman, like saying, Here is the Scholastic Rhyming Dictionary, page 394 in your vault." Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna try something real quick. We need the Rex and effects and how many complex we have with all the projects and you think you have guts to be the prospects? Yeah, don't need the reflex. And if you don't and you earn you be in the prospect, not be in the rejects. Yeah, that's all the subjects that we can find. Yep, and double checks. Yep, it disconnects. Okay, and yeah. How many? Well, there's a lot of bays in San Francisco or somewhere in the northern near Chicago, like bays. How many gays do we have? We learned the phrase, that praise that we need to somehow raise. We all know the weights and the maze, and yeah, we all announce the birthdays, or yeah, I think the Blue Jays. I think they're out of the playoffs. Blue Jays. Oh man. And yeah, I was. And how many OKs and obeys? We need to get the X rays, the gamma rays, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, Rhyming Dictionary. Okay, where was I? And now, yet another words of love, piropos, the romantic sayings from Mexico. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, this one. Vaya más una buena amistad que un mal romance. A good friendship is better than a bad romance. Zacatito verde lleno de rocío, el que no se case el muerto de frío. Little patch of green grass covered in dew, he'll suffer from cold nights, he who marriage eschews. Yikes. Oh yeah, the cold front's here. Oh, speaking of almost Dia de los Muertos, if you know what I mean. Dia de los Muertos of love. Not again. Sorry, this next one's a long story. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, this is something to match for Halloween. Donde el diablo mete la mano, mete la punta de rabo. If the devil sticks his hand in, his tail will follow. Oh yeah. Matrimonio y mortaja del cielo bajan. Matrimony and shrouds descends from heaven. Okay. Si quieres saber quién es Inés, vive con ella un mes. If you want to know who Inés is, live with her for a month. Okay. All right, here's one more. El hombre es fuego y la mujer estopa, viene el diablo y le sopra. Man is the fire, woman the tender. Along comes the devil and blows them to cinder. End quote. Oh yeah. So, another okay, words of love, piropos, the romantic sayings from Mexico once again. Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, we're 2 weeks away till Halloween. All right, guys. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, so but you will. All right, here it is. Read it and weep it. I'm behind post on Twitter and Facebook. I'm catching up on Instagram. So find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys. All right. So I'm still working on the scenes of my poetry slams. So all right. Okay, and okay, I guess that's it. Well, let's see what I could do something early for Halloween, but I'll keep you posted. All right, guys, you have a great, wonderful week, and I will see you guys next Monday. All right, Richie, let's, if there's any open spots, let's go ahead, and if not, let's just go ahead and call it a night. All right.
You sure about that, man? You sure?
Yeah, let me...
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. Whew. Yo, alrighty then, everyone. That is the online mic. Once again, if you are here and you need the QR code for the passport program, let me know. Alrighty then, check it out. Let's see. Okay. All right. With that said, I think we covered everyone who's here. Unless I missed someone? I'm looking at the list right now. No, looks good. Shout out to everyone as always. Shout out to everyone who read. Thank you. A lot of treats. Once again, this is going up on our YouTube channel as part of the archive, where there's 100+ episodes still available. We'll be back next Monday, as I was kind of trying to say in that brief moment that Dan froze in time. Come out, bring poems, short stories, scary stories, anything like horror related, ghost related, just, I don't know, 'tis the season, I guess. But if you want to keep up to date, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're not already doing so, you can follow the Barbed Wire Open Mic series on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And if you ever want to read, you guys are more than welcome here. This is the place to do it. If for whatever reason you're really shy and you don't want to do it during the live show, a lot of us hang out after I end the stream. We stick around on our Zoom call and we just, talk, and also we do have people who have been shy and they read their pieces then. So if that fits your description, you guys are welcome anytime. All right. So my name is Rich for the Barbed Wire Open Mic series, the Stay at Home Open Mic. We'll see you guys next Monday for the live stream. Good night.